name is Beardo Cleaver. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing most excellent today. This is part 5 of my Fallout 76 playthrough. We're back at camp here, I believe. Yes, here's camp. So we came back here last time. We ended it off here last time. I was trying to build a water purifier, I believe, and we were missing something. I think we were missing some concrete. Yeah. Let's tag that for search. Okay. Thirst things first. Retrieve the water testing kit from Kesha McDermott. Right, isn't her body by the creek somewhere? So back to Flatwoods, I guess. I'm still trying to keep the episodes around the half-hour mark. Ideally, half hour, not more than an hour for sure. But I'm tempted to play more than it's feasible to edit and upload these videos, because I'm kind of getting into it now, and it's not as bad as it once was. Like, the game hasn't crashed on me once yet, knock on wood, and it's decently fun. I even started a few different characters, just different playstyles. So on one character that I'm on, he's level 9, I think, and we're a little bit further in the main story. We made it to, yeah, we're a few missions past now, so this isn't completely blind, but I still want to keep my, I guess, sense of wonder about this game and not explore too much off the beaten path, or find all the hidden secrets and whatnot. I still want all the good shit to happen on this playthrough, basically. And because of that, it's really hard to keep things to a reasonable length when it comes to the upload video time. Oh yeah, this is the house we passed last time in episode 4, and I said we get to these tapes next time. So let's turn off this radio. Who goes there? Part 1. Does anybody go there?
Welcome back, dear listeners. It's time once again to put aside all you think you know, all you believe to be true. Time to open your mind to the strange, bizarre, and sometimes terrifying world that...
I pressed the button.
Fuck.
Hush.
Okay, I guess we'll listen to this first, and then we'll listen to that other one again.
Hello? Hello there? Oh, I think it's working. I hate these things. This is Willie Mae, and I was asked to talk a bit about my life since the war, to help educate the children. I thought I'd just watch my programs and entertain the grandkids in my retirement. But that didn't turn out to be the case. I'm just glad they all made it to the vault in time, you see. When I saw it in a dream, I knew my prayers were answered. My husband Frank used to work in the mines. Just a bit before the war, there was news of tremors, and he didn't come home. I don't know what happened to him or why he never came home for sure. And between you and me, I'm fine with that. Since the war, I've just read my old newspapers and listened to music. It's very peaceful for once, which is just right nice by me. Ever hear of the Watoga Times Atomic Lottery? The winner got 10 years worth of Flamco mac and cheese, Salisbury steak, and Nuka-Cola, of course. I played that lottery for 20 years, and I finally won the month before the war. It lasted only 8 years, though. But who can you complain to? By the time it ran out, I had heard the responders' radio broadcast, so I went out to find them and get supplies. Bless their hearts. Well, I'm going home now. For a bit, anyways. How do I turn this thing off? Oh, blast these things. Not this button. Not this one. Oh, oh, here it is.
Wow. Okay, that's one of my main criticisms about the game so far, is that the holotapes, the messages are way too long. And I guess that kind of makes sense from where the game was coming from when it was first released. Like, there were no NPCs like there are now, and the developers had to find a way to get some sort of story in there, so that was through the holotapes. So I guess that explains why they're a bit longer. And it feels like the pauses are a bit longer in the tapes in this game. Like, it takes longer to get it started. Yeah, so that's my main gripe with the game, and I think that's the first time I've used the word gripe. That's the second time. We picked up another holotape that we started playing, but then that other one, the William May one, overrode it. It would be under item. Holotape. Oh yeah, but first I should explain that I think this is the first time I'm recording this since the update that was released on the 25th, I think. Yeah, and now items have a bit more of a category. They're categorized a bit more specifically. There's a new tab, so anything that we pick up in the session will be here, and aid and food and drink is now separate. Like, aid is chem stuff, and food and drink is self-explanatory, actual food and drink and stuff like that. So I think that may make it a bit easier to find what we're looking for in our inventory. We gotta find that other tape though. Which one was it? It was... Who goes there?
Welcome back, dear listeners. It's time once again to put aside all you think you know, all you believe to be true. Time to open your mind to the strange, bizarre, and sometimes terrifying world that exists in the shadows and fringes of our own, where myth, legend, and rumor are made real. Yes, it's time for more thrilling tales from the West Virginia hills.
Appalachili? That sounds good. I'll take that.
Who Goes There? The Strange Encounter in Flatwoods is brought to you by Sugar Bomb, the breakfast cereal with explosive great taste and 100% of the recommended daily allowance of sugar. Get your morning started right with Sugar Bomb. Our tale begins on a fateful night when a young pioneer scout, Fred Fisher, finds himself in quite the predicament, having taken a spill and fallen into a dark place.
Where am I? Jack? Biff? Mr. Bailey? Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Who's there? I can't see you.
Me. My name's Sally. What's yours?
Fred.
Are you okay, Fred?
I think so. My head's a little woozy. Must have hit when I fell.
Oh, no. Did you get lost, too?
Well, sort of.
Wow.
What I mean is that I was camping with my scout troop by the lake near Flatwoods. There were these lights kind of dancing in the sky.
Neat.
I guess. Anyway, we heard some weird noises, and the guy's double dog dared me to go look. So I did.
All by yourself? You're really brave.
Shucks. Thanks. I followed the noises to an entrance of an
very good question indeed. Tune in next time to find out the answer in the chilling conclusion of Who Goes There? The Strange Encounter in Flatwoods.
Wow, that was like the length of a TV show. Last Will and Testament of Jeremiah Ward. Let's read this. Will and Testament. I, Jeremiah Ward, resident in the town of Flatwoods, county of... not sure. Being of sound mind and not acting under duress, mostly. Hereby declare this letter to be my last will and testament. Mia gets the house and everything in it. It ain't much, but that's all I got to give, and she's all I got. I know she's still alive. The responders say the dogs caught her, but I know it ain't true. They've been real good to us. Teaching an old geezer like me how to really cook is something. I'll give them that. But I know they lying about those dogs, man. I see them in the hills. There's some bad folks scoping us out. They took my granddaughter. I just know it. I'll get you back, Mia. I promise. Jeremiah Ward, his name was? Mia, okay. And we missed some stuff in a house over here. We missed Survivor Story, it seems like. Yeah, I think that was in here, right? Yeah, Survivor Story, Miguel Caldera.
Ah, hello, person in the distant future. Dasa had told us these tapes would be used as historical records someday. Pretty nifty. So, my name is Miguel Caldera. Let's see, my story begins in an office. I used to be a programmer at Vault-Tec, one of many. You know, nobody special, you see. And, you know, and that's okay. I used to stare out that window by the coffee machine and think, shucks, I wish I could leave this job and hike in the woods every day. I dream about walking the Appalachian Trail, setting up camp wherever I like, and traveling with close friends. Dreams kept me going. And, well, you know, when the bombs fell, I was terrified, just like anybody else. I wasn't in a vault, so I just, you know, I had to figure it all out too. The responders found me. I had a little campsite, some supplies. I hacked a Protectron to guard me while I slept, but I miss people. I did. It's been alright, you know? The apocalypse and all. I know that seems weird, but I have freedom now. I can actually help people. I even met somebody. A volunteer who delivers supplies. Imagine that, right? Even when you think everything is over, it's not. It goes on. I mean, it's awful too. You know, don't get me wrong. All the people dead and hurt. But those are things beyond my control. So, you know, I'm making the best of it. These days, I'm important. People treat me like I matter because, well, there's so few of us. You know, we can't afford to think otherwise. So for all you future people, just know that we lived through something horrible. But we did it. Somehow, we're alive. And if you're hearing this, then, well, I guess at least some of us made it, right? So hey, chin up, kiddo. It'll be okay. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, I think there's way too many notes in this game. If you find a note before the last holotape is still playing, or before the last holotape is still hasn't ended yet, whatever, I think that's a sign that you got too many holotapes in the game. But we got free cooking lessons. Delicious and free cooking lessons just outside Flatwoods Tavern in the parking lot. Reverend Delbert Winters leads cooking lessons every day, free to all survivors. Come get fed and learn how to cook the old-fashioned way. Menu: Reverend Winters' famous apple-a-chili, corn pone, yum, cramburgers. It's definitely meat. Well, probably, at least some of it. That's true for meat nowadays. Kindly refer to your local friendly responder for details and class schedule. Can we actually make those now if we had the ingredients? Like that apple chili? No. There was one more house we didn't fully loot just because we were listening to another holotape. Yeah, I think there was something in here. Yeah, this guy. Survivor story, Reverend Delbert Winters.
Reverend Delbert Winters here, born and raised in this very town. Lent my own church to the responders for their outpost here, and you're welcome. The responders are on a true mission, you see, helping folks through thick and thin, till the heavens open up again and take us all up anyways. When this all happened, I figured like most it was time. This was the end, but it wasn't, was it? We're still here. At first, I thought it was a mistake, that we was missed, forgotten. Maybe we did some wrong. Didn't give enough to charity, maybe. Didn't praise his name, even in the worst of times. Maybe thought some things that ought not to been thought. So I asked how? Why? I fought your wars on Earth. I'm ready to fight them up there by your side. Then, in my despair, I saw some survivors eating raw rat carcass behind the dumpster. You ought to cook that
Nice.
first, I warned them. Seemed obvious. We tried but got sick, they said, covered in their own filth. I realized right then and there that I was being tasked. From then on, I built kitchens, cooked good food, fed anyone who walked up with an empty belly. And I was thankful for my task in life. Thankful. Next time hell or high water land in my stew, I'll be swept clear away with it. Until then, let's share a home-cooked meal together, all right?
Alright, let's get this mission underway then. So we gotta find Kesha McDermott. And because I do intend for this character to be my main character, I think I won't just stick to the main quest. I want to take on quests kind of as they come. So if we come across events, I know there's like timed events quests in this game, and I think we're close to one here now too. I want to do those as well. But I want to try to keep them contained to each episode. Like, I don't want to have a quest spread apart multiple episodes, basically.
Dartha has asked us all to document our stories for posterity, you know. Seems like a fine idea.
So we got to collect water now?
Hi, I am Kesha McDermott.
Test a sample of water from the river. Test a sample of water from Flatwood's water pumps.
I was in Watoga, coordinating a statewide science fair for that year's high school kids. And the
Okay, that's
theme
done.
was the future of energy. After the bombs, everything was pretty chaotic. Scavenging for food and fighting off rabid survivors. Oh, it was just a bad time all around. I found a couple of surviving kids from the high school whose parents didn't make it. And we holed up in a house in town for a while. was able to solder the circuitry in an old radio, and we tuned in to a broadcast from the responders. Oh, we were overjoyed. The trip from Watoga to Flatwoods.
Can I not collect the water? What's going on here?
The kids and I ran into a group of assholes in the mountains who stole our food and water. I can't tell you how happy I was to find the responders in Flatwoods. Tents for everyone, open kitchens, medical supplies, protection. We were safe. They had a problem, though. Their water sources were contaminated heavily. People were boiling water, but not long enough to make it safe. So, I stepped up and I said, I'll build a testing kit to monitor the contamination, and I will teach folks how to properly boil water. And I did. The world is getting better, but slowly. We need to make sure it doesn't relapse, too. It's going to take time and care, that's all. Well, time, care.
Party hat, I think, is the way to go. People have been fighting for their right to party for generations. I don't want to disappoint them. Diagnostic terminal. Let's see what we can do here. Analyze water sample, sure. Conclusion. Water has not significantly improved since the last sample from the same coordinates. Updating volunteer status. Archives. Bunch of dates. River well. Okay, so that's the location. Contaminated. All contaminated. All either severe, serious, extreme, fatal. It seems like the quality has gotten worse over time. Started off as... No, sorry, it started off as fatal in 92. And then in 96, which I guess is more recent, it's gotten serious. So it is improving. Okay. Play holotape.
This is my first interview with another survivor.
Oh, that just stops it. Okay. Wait, maybe we should eject the holotape so we can play it on the road. Oh, it ejected automatically. Okay. What was the holotape? Was it water? This one?
This is my first interview with another survivor, Kesha McDermott. She found me trying to break into a Nuka-Cola machine and showed me a different way. So, Kesha, can you tell us a bit about how we can make sure our water is safe for drinking? Try to keep it to the basics for training purposes.
Oh, it's not complicated, really. Find water and strain out any big particles and chunks. Then, boil it in a pot over an open
Got the wood, now we gotta
fire for
boil
a
the
minute
water
or two
using dirty water and
let it
wood
cool.
fuel.
Should be fine. Like making tea, right?
Uh-huh. You joined the responders a while ago and helped develop a program to train volunteers. So, were you a survivalist prior to all of this?
You could say that. I taught high school kids. I used to talk about this very thing to them. Practical application of the sciences. It's fascinating, but you never realize how important some things will be down the road, do you?
What's the dog's name? Chloe, cool. And her name, Heather?
So if we were students of yours, what would you tell us about the world now? How can we survive?
That's a good question, Dasa. Well, I would tell you all to remain calm and focus on surviving. The first thing you need to do is get yourself some clean drinking water. It It's likely all you'll find is dirty water, but that's okay. We can fix it. Dirty water carries a small chance of disease, and it's a bit radioactive. You'll probably survive if you drink it, but you shouldn't take that risk. It's better than toxic water or nuclear waste, though, which are both very harmful and should be boiled thoroughly first. Got that, Dotha?
Yes'm. Contaminated water should be boiled. Okay, that sounds easy enough. So, boiled water is safe?
It's mostly safe, but still a bit radioactive. What you really want is purified water.
Oh, purified water. Okay, how do I get that?
You can build machines that will do it for you, and that's the most reliable way. Building them requires some space and time and plenty of materials. But on my way up here from Watoga, I found purified water occasionally in supply caches and medical kits. So, keep your eyes peeled.
If I boil water and that's mostly safe, aside from a teensy bit of radiation, what about tea? Most folks around here are tea drinkers, as you know. I recall many a night sipping tea on the stoop, watching lightning bugs, and reading a book in peace and quiet. Tell me that's still okay, Kesha?
Oh, bless your heart. It's probably as good as boiled water anyway. Maybe even better if you add anything medicinal to it. Some survivors add all sorts of flowers and herbs to boiled water, and they swear by it. Personally, I stick with purified water. To each their own.
Okay, got it. Switching tracks a bit. I know you're awfully busy with your latest research in Flatwoods. Can you explain that a bit?
Of course! I'm testing local, natural water over time in Appalachia. Gathering data, monitoring the radiation and contamination levels, all of that. I analyze the data in my lab to look for long-term trends and use those trends to determine how we can use the water right now. We use the water for more than just drinking, you know. It feeds our plants, which feed our animals, so we need to know how things are changing.
You got a lot of work cut out for you. I'm glad you joined the responders. That data sounds invaluable.
It is. I've integrated the data collection and research into the Responders Survivors Volunteer Program as well. I am still a teacher, after all.
Wow. Then there you have it, folks. Thanks for talking with us today, Kesha. And thanks for showing us all how to live a little safer.
Class dismissed.
Wow, that was the longest one yet. That was so long. We found a recipe, Delbert's apple chili. Nice. And I was just waiting for the holotape to end so we can continue with the quest. Check in with the self-serve kiosk. Check volunteer status, that's us. Nice. You must complete one more experiment for the responders to become a full volunteer. Transferring course to your external hard drive. Done. Report to responder Delbert Winters for further instruction. Look for Delbert Winters in his home. Where's his home? Last location, Delbert's home. Last checked in July 24th, 1996. Quest completed. Thirst things first. Let's check in with Mr. Delbert, even though I know we just did that. Quest started. Second helpings. You may now participate in PvP. Sweet. Level 5. Yeah, if we stick to like one level per episode or per part, that'd be fine. That would work out nice. You have reached level 5. Disable pacifist mode in game settings to enable player combat. So yellow is allies. Work together. All damage is ignored. Kind of yellowish white is strangers. Team up, trade, or attack. Damage is reduced until both sides attack. And red is crazy. Enemies, kill or be killed. No damage reduction. Hardcore. I think at this level we can now take the lockpicking perk, or pick lock. It's called in this game. Yeah. Gain +1 lockpicking skill, and the lockpicking sweet spot is 10% larger. Yes. That sounds excellent. We'll equip that. And we can equip the luck one too. While below 30% health, gain 15% chance to avoid damage. No power armor. What does that mean, no power armor? Does that mean that perk is moot if we're wearing power armor? Picklock, Expert Picklock, and Master Picklock each increase your skill level by 1. Equip all 3 in order to pick level 3 locks. Alright, good to know. MOTD, message of the day. Today's the day. Delbert wants every volunteer to cook 1 meal for today's potluck. Today's menu is Survivor's Basic Ribeye Steak. Instructions: get some meat from one of the local cows, toss it on the fire until it stops oozing. Yum. Comfort Food Cookbook. New Comfort Cookbook. Recipes detected. Updating database. Apple of chili. Get some tomatoes. The uglier the better. Add some beef. Doesn't matter the quality. Just a handful of garden beans, not the canned junk. Add some cleaned up rainwater for the earth taste. Mix it up real good and simmer over a fire for a good long while. That's very specific. Potluck schedule. Ribeye steak. Schedule. Monday, ribeye. Tuesday, ribeye. Wednesday, ribeye. Thursday, ribeye. Friday, ribeye. Saturday, ribeye. Sunday, ribeye. Alright. I think they like ribeye. Well, that's all there is. Most popular potlucks. Oh, it's all ribeye. Okay. I never would have guessed. Delbert's Diary. January 15th, on faith. I needed to write down my thoughts because I was losing faith. I am ashamed to admit it. I witnessed the wrath with my own eyes. The brightest of lights filled the sky, and I thought he had come for me and those of the faith. But we remain. Why? Either he did not come or we were not good enough. I pray every moment I can. Nothing. I hear nothing. I used to hear something. I think? Did I? It's hard to remember. So long ago. February 20th. Responders. This past month I have struggled. I cooked a lot though. You know, it helps keep me calm to cook. Ingredients are so simple. Mix this and that and you get yourself a food. One food. Life, not so much. And the beyond, I don't know. I thought I did. The responders set up camp in town. There are a bunch of medical and firefighter types and they plan to fix up survivors. I'm volunteering. This is something I know I can do. April 15th. Nightmares. Devoting myself to cooking for these survivors and running the book club and the nightly Survivors Guild meetings has been good for me. But I still come home at night and I think, why? I was ready. I was ready my whole life for this. What did I do wrong? June 10th. Weird cows. It makes me glad to see the responders are taking in survivors so well. We need them, Lord knows. We need to rebuild this land. I've been noticing a weird thing. Some of the animals are born different. At first I thought it was just a random fluke. Two-headed cow should go to the Museum of Fakery, but then it happened again. And again! He doesn't make mistakes like this. September 1. The Flood. Weird cows are born more often than not, and I don't know what to say. Plants are weird too. Plants are merging, changing colors. I don't know what. Maybe this is a recreation of a world like after the flood. If so, we survivors had no ark, no protection. I stayed up all night cooking stew and corn pone for everyone here. There's a lot of us now. A lot of us aren't doing so good. Some have lost faith in the responders and ran to the mountains to join gangs. I pray for them. I pray for us all, mind you. October 10. Experiments. The weird cows continue to be weird. I heard someone who arrived from over east of here call them Brahmin. I can't remember what regular cow tastes like anymore. Or regular tomatoes for that matter. I've set up an experiment to monitor these things. I'm worried. What if the meat and vegetables here are hurting us? I need to keep track of this to know for sure. In the meantime, I think old pre-packaged food is probably okay. November 8. Gangs. Bunch of old survivors came down to town from the mountains. They're in a gang now. They wanted stuff. They tore up my gardens and killed some cows. I'm going to start putting some extra food in the pantry, just in case. And I need to remember, they have a tough time up there. There can't be much to eat in the mountains. Oh, I'm sure they find a way. Did we read this one? Yeah. Our future, December 25th, Christmas Day, our future. I brought all the weird cows down from the nearby farms and I let them loose in the pastures. I think they'll stay by because I planted a bunch of good hay grass down there. In a couple months I'll build some gardens near the houses and I'll set up some control groups of plants. He didn't take us, so I need to make sure I'm ready for when he returns. This has to be just a trial. I have to do better. I need to make sure everyone here eats well and survives until the end. April 25th, so 4 months later or so. Apology. I have sunken my entire life lately into these experiments and feeding these survivors. I've asked him if this is enough, if he will come for me now. Silence. Is this punishment? I was in the war. I killed. I know I did these things. But I had to. They made me do it. They made me do it. I thought it was right too. How can I apologize now? June 26th. 2 months after that. At peace. Just finished planting the community garden for next year. Figure I'll spend some time in the garden patches behind my house for a bit. It brings me peace to work the land like this. Planting some seeds, gonna see what in the hoot they turn out to be. Don't look like any kind of seeds I know. Bless his creativity, right? So he sounds like he had guilt about not being taken in the rapture type of thing by the beasts. But it sounds like he's come to peace with it. And still using his time to help others, which I think is the most important thing. We gotta cook a ribeye steak and optionally get a piece of Brahmin meat. So where can we get that Brahmin meat? From a Brahmin? Oh, here's a Brahmin. Are there any dead Brahmin? I thought in a different playthrough that I was talking about earlier, I came across a Brahmin corpse, a dead Brahmin. I'm not sure if I'm ready to just shoot a Brahmin right now, a live Brahmin. There has to be a corpse somewhere. And if not, I guess we'll have to do it. Okay, let's just randomly target a firefly. That would suck if it didn't have the meat on it. But I'm glad it did. Let's have some water. Oh yeah, it's under food and drink now. I gotta remember that. Or is it purified water? Here it is. Cook a ribeye steak. What is that? cooked. Check in with the self-serve kiosk. We can do that.
Hi there.
Complete training, yeah. Congratulations, volunteer. Granting access to the responders database. Done. Contact the responders using the database. Oh! Cool armor. Responders database. Log in? Volunteer. Emergency. Contact Responders HQ. Yeah, that sounds like it's it. Nice. Urgent message. A large horde of Scorched is on the move and might be headed for our main base at Morgantown Airport. All personnel are requested to report to HQ as soon as possible. Bring weapons and medical supplies. Maria Chavez. Connection terminated. Final departure. Investigate Morgantown Airport. Restricted messages. Training volunteers. By now, everyone has heard about what happened with Casey and the 2 young survivors that arrived from Sutton. It's tragic. There are no words, but he just didn't know, and they trusted him to know. So we've decided that all volunteers must now start as volunteer candidates first, and during this time we go over the basics now. Food, water, that sort of thing. Casey decided to travel into the mountains to clear his head. We tried to persuade him to stay, but it's his choice. We hope he'll return soon. Self-serve kiosk. The new kiosk should help us handle additional volunteers, should any arrive. Lately, most of the survivors are too injured to help themselves, let alone others. But they see the kiosk as a sign that people will be arriving soon to help. We need that hope. Kiosk bugs. It just works. The self-serve kiosk seems to have some issues. The message of the day keeps cycling every hour, and every time I add a new volunteer, it doesn't save the profile or send the information to the admin terminal. Interviews. We are the survivors, folks. We are learning how to live out here, and we need to preserve and distribute this knowledge. Do you know how to make clothing from animal hide? Determine a good berry from a poison one? Let's talk about it. Let's tell the world what we've learned. Welcome. Welcome, responders and volunteers. Thanks for working with us. As you know, we are trying to cope with the influx of survivors that need our help. The new volunteer program is going to help us concentrate on medical help while volunteers focus on basic survival needs. We are also collecting data for the responders database, which will help us rebuild Appalachia one day. So please contribute data when you can. Quest completed. Nice. Whoa, power armor. Is that mine? What? What's this? What? Did this guy leave that for me? Kill 666? Can I say hi? Is that for me? Recipe Rad Scorpion Fillet. Recipe Steeped Gourd Blossom Tea. Another fusion core. Well, thank you. I will take the power armor. Can we get in it? I thought we needed a particular skill to be able to use power armor. Nice! I wasn't counting on that. Holy shit. Well, thank you, Kill666. I hope you watch this episode. YouTube.com/BeardoTube. It'll be up probably later today or tomorrow. But I think here's about a good spot to actually end this episode. I went a few minutes over. We're at about 45 minutes. That's still okay, under an hour. Power armor runs on fusion cores. Without a charge core, you can't run, power attack, or use VATS. Nice. Let's actually head back to camp. Yeah, camp was here. Actually, I'll probably just end it here, and then I'll fast travel back to camp, off camera, and then we'll just continue from there. Because we have to go to Morgantown, and that is up here. So we'll just continue from camp. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, thank you guys for watching. If you have any suggestions or comments, gameplay tips and tricks while remaining spoiler free, please let me know in the comments below. And also, what do you guys think? Should I do just the main quests in this Let's Play, or just do whatever I want, basically? Because I don't want this series to go on forever, but I do want it to be a complete playthrough, as complete as it can be. I don't want to limit myself to just the main quest, because then I'm sure I'd be missing out on a lot of content in this game, and I'm certain this game has just as interesting side quests as main quests. So yeah, let me know in the comments, please. Yeah, see you next time in episode 6.